if we're ready, let's go live. Thank you, Britt. All right. Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. I am Jessica Carroll, the program lead for Measure 110. I'll be serving as your facilitator for today's meeting. The Oversight and Accountability Council welcomes and encourages community input. Members of the public are invited to submit public comments or get on our interested parties list by emailing oha.measure110@dhsoha.state.or.us. That email will be dropped into the chat shortly. That email address and more information about the council can be found on the Measure 110 OAC website. Link to come in the chat. For more information or support with community engagement, please contact me, Jessica Carroll. My email is in the chat. OAC members have asked that OHA and other staff who are present in the meeting space introduce themselves in the chat. Please share your role with the agency, and if you are a subject matter expert, your area of expertise. All right, now that we've gotten that taken care of, and I have muted my computer, so we don't have that anymore. All right, so real quick notes here. Welcome everyone again. We have with us today Danielle Garcia, who you all know because he used to support you and the council before we all got here. And we're going to have Alfonso Ramirez on as well. And we are bringing them in to reintroduce them to you as they will be helping to lead and facilitate some of these subcommittee meetings due to the volume and the other work that needs to be done, that the Measure 110 team needs to be done. I do want you to know that one of the Measure 110 team will always be here in case you have some questions that are pertinent to the program that we might have. And so with that, I kind of want to just throw it over to Danielle to say hello.
Hi, everyone. So great to see you all again. Thank you, Jessica, for the introductions and for inviting me back. And yes, I'm just going to be here in the role of observing so I can better support this effort in the weeks to come. So thank you so much.
Welcome back, Daniel. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Ron.
Yeah, and so does anybody have any questions regarding that? All right, hearing none.
One last thing, Alfonso needed to step out, but he should be coming back soon. So just so you all know, he'll be joining as well.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I omitted that information. Thanks for bringing that up. All right, everyone, I'm just going to go ahead and talk again. I know we've met before and everybody's familiar with this, but just for posterity, this is a voting subcommittee meeting. Therefore, if you find that we are taking a vote on an entity that you have a conflict of interest with, please, we will ask at the beginning before talking about each organization that you please declare your conflict of interest and mute yourself and turn your camera off, and we will let you know in the chat when it is time for you to rejoin us. All right, does anybody have any questions or thoughts before we get started? All right, and I do also want to acknowledge that I heard you in the last OAC meeting that sometimes I tend to go fast. I just want to let you know that I am being mindful of that and trying to. All right, so Amy should be joining. Sorry, I'm getting all the texts when I just turn off. It's what happens when you text a lot of people. That I'm going to be mindful of ensuring that everybody is prepared and has enough time to get their materials out. So if you feel that I'm going too fast, just let me know and we can slow it up. All right. Getting all of that out of the way. We are going to start today with Lake County. So I want to give everyone an opportunity to get out your Lake County rubric, do what you need to do. If I can just kind of get an affirmative that you're ready, we can go. Oh, I'm sorry, Walter. We need to take roll. I apologize.
No, you're quite okay. So far, welcome everybody. Tonight we have 4 folks that we are getting started with. We have met quorum. We have Ron. We have Hubert. We have Melinda and Onisha.
Are y'all calling me to say something, or you just acknowledging I'm here?
Why
Just
don't we
acknowledging that you.
Yeah,
Why
we
don't we
might
call
wanna,
roll?
yeah, we might want to take a roll.
Yeah, just call roll.
Yeah, I mean, I think for public purposes, it's good for people to hear people announcing themselves present.
Ron.
Yes, Ron's here.
Hubert.
I'm here.
Onisha.
Here.
Melinda.
Here.
Hey, thanks you all. Back to you.
Thanks, Walter.
Oh, Amy.
Here comes Amy.
No.
Hi, Amy.
Hey, sorry guys, I had to do a DHS visit for my grandson.
No
Uh,
worries.
I had to do an update, so I apologize for being late.
No, you made it right in time. And Amy is
Oh,
here.
good.
Yeah. So we got 5. Thank you.
All
You're
right.
not really. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Lake County. Would like to give you all an opportunity to go ahead and get that rubric up so you can have that available to you.
Did you give people an opportunity to recuse? Yeah, you did that already, right?
Well, first, not yet. I'm gonna do
Okay.
it for each, if that's okay. I'm gonna do it for each org.
I think everybody's, is everybody there? You have Lake County up with Boulder and North Lake Health Center?
All right.
All
So
right.
thanks, Ron. The first organization that we're gonna talk about is Boulder Care. If you have a conflict of interest with Boulder Care, please declare it. All right, hearing none. You can access your Boulder Care rubrics in the Lake County workbook under tabs Boulder Care 1 and Boulder Care 2. Boulder Care is applying to provide SUD treatment, peer support, and harm reduction in Lake County. That, I'm going to turn it over to the subcommittee.
I move that we vote no on funding Boulder Care.
I second it.
Oh, you beat me to it. Okay.
Okay, so we have, Ron has made a motion not to fund Boulder Care. Hubert has seconded. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, I'm going to turn it over to Walter.
Right. So, Ron, how do you vote?
Voting no on funding Boulder Care.
Okay.
Sorry.
Uh-oh. Hubert?
I vote not to fund Boulder Care.
Onisha?
Yes. No. Shut up, boy.
Okay,
I don't talk to you.
Can I just say something really quick? I think it's confusing because in the past, we voted yes on the motion not to fund. So if we could let's just do a do-over.
All right. So I'm making a motion not to fund Boulder Care.
I second it.
Discussion? Walter?
Hey. All right. Ron, how do you vote?
Yes to the motion.
Yes to the motion. Okay. Not to fund. Hubert?
Yes to the motion.
Okay. Onisha,
Yes to the motion.
Melinda,
Yes. Yes.
okay, got you. Thank you. And Amy,
Yes.
okay. The vote passes with 1, 2, 3, 5. Not to fund.
Great, great. So the next organization that we're going to look at for Lake County is North Lake Health Center. If you have a conflict of interest, please declare it now. Hearing none, we can proceed. North Lake Health Center can be found in your Lake County workbook under North Lake HC1 and North Lake HC2 tabs. North Lake Health Center has applied to provide SUD treatment, peer support, housing, harm reduction, and supported employment for Lake County. Council?
I make a motion to go with the recommendation to fund.
I second.
And we have a,
Hold on.
I second.
gotcha. 1 second.
Wasn't sure if you could hear me through this mask.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. Thank you, Melinda. We appreciate that.
Yep. And recommended motion was to fund.
Yep.
Okay.
Any discussion?
The only thing that I would mention is that in the reviewer was concerned with the pace of which the proposer is proposing to spend the resources that they are basically saying they can spend $1.5 million in 6 months on renovations. And so because of that, they were recommending a partial funding. And so that would be my only caveat, that I would vote yes to partial funding, but I don't know if we would need to restate that.
Yes, we would.
So I amend my motion to except for the reviewers, to partially fund the county, the applicant. Sorry,
That's
to
okay.
partially fund Lake County.
It's
North Lake Health Center.
Yeah.
North Lake Health Center, Inc.
North Lake Health Center, Inc. Sorry, I had lowered my screen because I thought we were. Sorry.
All right, so we have a motion to partially fund North Lake Health Center, Inc. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Hubert seconds it. Any discussion? Hearing none.
All right, Ron, how do you vote?
I vote yes to the motion.
Second, okay. All right, Hubert,
I vote yes to the motion.
Onisha,
Yes, yes to the motion to fund.
okay. Melinda,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes to fund. Yes to the motion.
okay. All right, it passes all 5 folks not to fund. Or excuse me, partially fund Lake County North Lake Health Center.
Perfect. All right. That concludes Lake County. Good job, everyone. The next county we're going to look at is Crook County. So if you can get your Crook County workbooks out, that would be great. And while you're doing that, I'm going to say that we have 4 organizations to evaluate. The first organization is Best Care Treatment Services. If you have a conflict with Best Care Treatment Services, can you please declare that now? All right. Hearing none. Best Care Treatment Services has applied to provide SUD treatment, peer support, housing, harm reduction, and supported employment in Crook County. Their rubrics can be found in your Crook County workbook under the tabs Best Care 1 and Best Care 2.
I'd like to make a motion to fund them. I've worked with them. I've seen what they've been doing for people. And so for Best Care, I make a motion to fund.
I'll second that. Based on the information contained in the rubrics.
Okay, so we have a motion to fund and we have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none.
All right, Ron, how do you vote?
Well, yes to the motion.
Okay. Oops, got you. All right. Hubert, how do you vote?
I vote yes to the motion.
Thank you. Onisha,
I agree to vote yes to fund.
all right. Melinda,
Yes.
okay. And Amy,
Yes.
all right. The recommendation to fund passes with 5.
All right. Next organization is Boulder Care Incorporated. If you have a conflict of interest, please declare it now. Hearing none. Boulder Care Incorporated is applying to provide SUD treatment, peer support, and harm reduction in Crook County. Their rubrics can be found under the Boulder Care 1 and Boulder Care 2 tabs in your Crook County workbook.
Can I make a motion not to fund, or do I gotta hear the recommendations?
No, you can make the motion.
I
I
make a
second.
motion not to fund.
I second.
All right, we have a motion from Onisha not to fund. We have a second from Melinda. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to discuss. I'm seeing entity on all counties so far. And so I'm I know why we said we weren't gonna vote for them, because they're outside entities. So that means we're gonna, even if they say that they're gonna provide some of the things we agree on, we're still not gonna fund them in none of the counties.
Can I answer that? So for me, when I was looking at it and I saw that so their plan was to provide for the whole state of Oregon, and all they do is telehealth. That's where I questioned and had some questions, back when I was doing the rubrics. And that's why I was not willing to fund, is because they're based on telehealth and they don't even have peers or CADCs. They refer out. They make it sound like they do. And then their license wasn't even active. So
Okay.
it showed expired. And so, I mean, there was a lot there's a lot of parts to it why, for me, in my experience with them and reading their application and everything, why I chose that not to fund. And they just want to expand, and they can still do that, without this money, but they're not on the ground, and they're not doing what ballot measure 110 needs them to do. They're not going to be able to.
Okay, I just wanted to reaffirm that's the same position we all have on this. All right.
Well, my position, I can only speak for myself, was the way that I read the contract in a different county, but the reason why I'm bringing that up here, which normally would not be relevant, but it is relevant because they submitted the same contract to every county that they applied in.
Okay.
And they asked for a certain amount of money that was going to cover a percentage of all these different counties, which was an excessive amount of money. And there was no tailor-made programming specific to each specific county as it pertains to population, houselessness, or any of that.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. And then from what I'm looking at, like if they just applying for every county in the state, that would be a big chunk of the money that they would get for just their organization.
Yeah.
But to me, that's kind of unethical in itself. All right, I'm glad that answered my question. So I was just making sure, because I don't want to be, because I after the first, I could be real biased and just say no. So I just got to make sure that I'm on the right track for when I vote.
Thank you for your diligence.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. All right. Any more discussion? Hearing none.
Okay. Let's go with Ron. Motion not to fund. How do you vote, Ron?
I vote yes, not to fund.
Okay. Hubert?
I vote yes, not to fund.
Okay. Onisha?
Can you repeat the question, please? I'm sorry, I have 3 little ones here.
Okay. Just the recommendation not to fund Boulder Care in Cook County.
I say yes, not to fund Boulder Care. I think it was my motion, sir.
All right. Got you. All right. Melinda?
Yes, not to fund.
Okay. Amy?
Yes, not fun.
All right. Vote passes with 5 not to fund Boulder Care, Cook County.
All right. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, everyone. The next organization in Crook County is, my chair's thinking, is Ideal Option. If you have a conflict of interest, please declare it. Hearing none. Ideal Option has applied to provide SUD treatment in Crook County. Their rubrics can be found on the Ideal Option 1 and Ideal Option 2 tabs.
So I had I'm reading quite a bit of concerns in this application from one of them. And I see, that they said yes, but there's quite a bit of concerns here. They don't have any peer mentoring. They don't do any housing, nothing like that. They're just no supportive employment. So just the low barrier treatment, but then it says does not appear to include, I don't know. It's just.
Right, so if I could, Amy.
Yeah.
So as I'm reading this, it seems like they're wanting to expand medicated assisted treatment, but they need infrastructure to be able to do so. They're not specifically asking for it. And I think in my view, there's the evaluator is trying to find out from the application where the cost to cover the medication. That's just not the case with medicated assisted treatment. Those medications are covered for the Medicaid populations. And what the proposer is really asking for is the infrastructure, office space, supplies, materials, and whatnot. That's why the budget is only $280,000, just to set up office to be able to operate. That was the way I was reading it.
That's quite interesting to me because medical assistant, medical assistance treatment, I you know, I think there's a need for it, right? Along with people trying to get off the substances. And, if, if they need a place to be able to do that, $280,000 to get infrastructure for something like that in that small county, I wouldn't be too against that, because if they got other agencies that are providing, SUDs and peer support in this county, because this is a small county, right? And so
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with funding, because that seems about to get some infrastructure. That's 280,000 seems to be pretty much what it would cost to get a building on a low end. I don't know what they're trying to renovate another building or anything like that. I don't have any problem with that unless someone sees some other red flags with this ask. That's just where I'm at on this.
Do we have a motion yet?
No.
Okay, well, I would move that we fund. I would make a motion that we fund Ideal Option in Cook County.
I second it.
All right, we have a motion to fund. We have a second. Do we have any more discussion? Hearing none.
Motion to fund. Ron, how do you vote?
Sorry,
Yes.
I couldn't unmute in time. I need a second. You
Okay.
guys, give me 1 second. May I have 2 minutes, please?
Absolutely. Yes.
So I'm seeing 2 ideal options on here. There's an ideal option 1 and an ideal option 2.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 2 reviews. Sorry, Onisha, the one is from the first reviewer and one is from the second reviewer.
Okay, my bad. I wasn't sure if they submitted a contract like this is how we want to do it and this is how. Okay, thank you guys for giving me time.
Yeah. Did you have any discussion? I think we're still in discussion.
I don't want to hold us up. So I know everybody's in a rush, so I'm not gonna say anything.
No, say it. Not in a rush. This is the part where we speak on it. If you have any, this is the time we do that. This discussion. You're what you have to say is very.
Yeah, speak up. Let us know what you think.
Okay. So it's kind of hard without seeing the thing.
What stands out, Onisha? What's standing out to you?
I think it's the funding amount.
You think it's too much?
Give me 1 second. I hate to hold this up. I feel so bad.
No, because that's what we do. We got to look at it and we all have an opinion. We're trying to find out. So you might see something that I don't see.
And everybody is unanimous that we should fund this program, or we haven't voted yet.
Well, we have 2 votes out of the that 4. Well, we said a motion.
We have a motion and a second,
Second.
and we're in
Okay.
discussion now.
Yes, I think we should fund them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll
Thank
take
you
it.
for bearing with me. Sorry, working on all of these rubrics. Because
Right.
I have 55 of my own and trying to keep them all together. And I'm very cautious. I don't want to say yes when I need to be saying no. And the names are mixing up in my head. So I just had to make sure we were talking about the right thing. So I'm in 100% agreement with everyone. I think it's an amazing program. No wait list, Matt. I definitely say we should fund. I apologize for the long pause.
Thank you, Anisha.
Yeah, no worries, Onisha.
Yeah.
This is good. This is how it should go.
Mhm.
All right. So any more discussion? Hearing none?
All right, we'll start with Ron. Recommendation to fund. How do you vote, Ron?
Vote yes.
Thanks, Ron. Hubert?
I vote yes to fund.
Onisha?
Yes. Yes, the fund.
Okay. Melinda?
Yes.
All right. Amy?
Yes.
All right. And that passes with 5 to fund ideal option out of Crook County.
Great. Thank you all. We have one more organization in Crook County. This organization is Rimrock Trails Treatment Services. If you have a conflict of interest, please declare it. Hearing none. Rimrock Trails is proposing to provide SUD treatment and peer support in Crook County. You can find both reviewers' rubrics under the Rimrock Trails 1 tab and Rimrock Trails 2 tab.
I'd like to propose that we fund this because it's one of the few youth programs that are out there, and they are it's very important to me that we have some kind of services for the youth out there using too, and they do service the youth.
Thank you, Amy.
I make a motion that we.
Second.
I'm sorry, was I the only one who didn't hear Hubert's whole motion?
To fund.
To fund, motion to fund. We have a second from, Melinda. Thanks, Amy. Any discussion? Hearing none. Walter?
Crook County Rimrock Trails recommendation to fund. Ron, how do you vote?
Yes to fund.
All right. Hubert?
Yes to fund.
Okay. Onisha?
Yes to fund.
Melinda?
Yes to fund.
And Amy?
Yes to fund.
Passes unanimously with 5 to fund.
All right, good job, everyone. We are going to go ahead and open our Hood River workbooks. Hood River is the next county that we will be evaluating. There are 1, 2, There are 6 organizations applying for funding in Hood River. The first organization is Boulder Care. If anyone has a conflict of interest, please declare it.
Oh my God.
Hearing none. Boulder Care has applied to provide SUD treatment, peer support, and harm reduction services for Hood River County. Boulder Care's reviews can be found on the Boulder Care 1 and Boulder Care 2 tabs in your Hood River County workbook.
I'm going to make a motion not to fund Boulder Care and Hood River.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Ron not to fund Boulder Care for Hood River County. We have a second from Amy. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none.
Wait. So they want to provide telehealth. How would they help people that don't have access to the internet? I can't see anywhere in the application where it says that. Does anybody else see it?
There wasn't in the application part that I read.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the challenges with their with their statewide proposals is that initially, well, let me just put it another way. There's no in-person care. It's all technology based. And so if you have a barrier with technology to accessing care, you would have a barrier to accessing Boulder Care.
Right. Okay. I was just wondering if there was a specific place in here because I'm looking over the application and I don't see it. Thank you.
Thanks, Melinda. Any more discussion? Hearing none.
Okay. We'll start with Ron. Recommendation not to fund Boulder Care Hood River. How do you vote, Ron?
I vote yes, not to fund Boulder Care.
Okay. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Hubert.
I vote not to fund, yes, not to fund Boulder Care.
Okay. Monisha.
Yes, not to fund.
Okay. Melinda.
Yes, not to fund.
Okay. And Amy.
Yes.
Okay. That passes unanimously not to fund Boulder Care in Hood River. We move to the next one.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, everyone. The next organization that we're going to address is Mid-Columbia Center for Living. If you have a conflict, please declare it. Melinda, is that a conflict?
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay, I'm going to just say it one more time so everybody's clear you don't have one. So this organization is Mid-Columbia Center for Living. If you have a conflict of interest, please declare it. All right, hearing none. Mid-Columbia Center for Living is applying to provide SUD treatment, peer support, and supported employment in Hood River County. You can find their evaluations under the Mid-Columbia CFL1 tab and Mid-Columbia CFL2 tabs to the committee.
Can you guys hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Okay, my connection temporarily went out, so I heard the reading of the proposal, but I didn't hear if we made a motion yet. I'm sorry.
Nope, there's been no discussion or no motion.
Okay, thank you.
How much money they're asking for?
It's just a little over $1 million.
A little over $1 million?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And they're wanting a little over $1 million, but they're only a part of a burn. And they, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking here. I've just noticed that there's no proposer proposing housing for Wood River. I just noticed that. That's just a side note.
Yes, they're asking for a lot of money for not trying to provide housing.
I'm trying to see in the application. I mean, they're doing supported employment.
They're mostly mental health based, it said, Ron.
Yeah. Let me just.
That's one thing I noticed. Mental health program for Hood River County, primarily serving Medicaid patients, provides assessment, outpatient treatment services, medication assisted treatment, outpatient detox, referral to residential, supported housing, supported employment and reentry services. But
Well, that sounds pretty good.
It does. The only concern I would have is that the money be used for the ballot measure 110 people and not the mental health people. I understand. I don't mean that in a bad way, because I know it sometimes is co-occurring, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
No, I understand. I'm looking for where they mentioned mental health.
So are they a primary mental health organization?
I'm just kind of going by the so the
D32, Ron.
D32?
D32. MCCFL is the local community-based mental health program for Hood River County, primarily serving Medicaid clients. D32. On Mid-Columbia 2, number 2, the number 2
Oh, you're on
evaluator.
2?
Sorry.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
Help?
Are they doing SEDS?
So
they refer out.
So D19, the additional funding will increase the capacity to serve clients receiving Medicaid assisted treatment services, outreach and support to certified recovery mentors, and increase outpatient treatment services by 30 to 50 clients. Coordination services will allow for a network within the county. Insurance clients have a choice of provider and maintaining access to services in a timely manner. It will also increase the service delivery continuum or intensive outpatient services. That's in the Mid-County 1. It's a community-based mental health program for Hood River County, primarily serving Medicaid clients, provide assessment, outpatient treatment, Medicaid assisted treatment, outpatient detox, referral to residential, supported housing. I mean, it sounds like a mental health, an organization with the title mental health, but they do both mental health and substance use treatment.
So it sounds like it's co-occurring, a
Yeah.
co-occurring.
Yeah.
See, so I don't see. So the one thing for me is like I don't see small counties. These small counties might need to do all these things together, right? Because the county's small, and and then so I that's and then if they don't have a lot of resources, you know what I'm saying? But then they said they get Medicaid money too, right? If they, so if they get Medicaid money, that, and we don't know how much Medicaid, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to take away from an organization that may need that money that's doing what we're asking them to do with the Measure 110 money. So it's kind of like, I kind of agree with that, but then it's kind of like, it's like, do they really need our money?
What about
Well,
partial funding?
Well, the thing that we want to continue to remind ourselves about when it comes to Medicaid funding is that Measure 110 funding pays for things that Medicaid can't. And so so it's the expansion to these other services that peer support, supported employment, low barrier treatment, those are the things, low barrier access to medication assisted treatment and that sort of thing. It doesn't pay for the medication, but it allows them to bring in, without looking at the budget, I can't really speak to kind of what they actually say they're going to spend the money on. I just know from the evaluator, it's saying that in terms of the budget, well, they're saying please review budget section.
Yeah.
So would we want to make a motion to partially fund this entity?
I can live with that.
As a partially fund Mid-Columbia with after review of budget, or is that how you say it?
Yeah.
That's my motion, to partially fund Mid-Columbia with review of the budget.
Pending budget review, yeah.
Pending budget review.
I'll second that.
All right, so I'm hearing a motion from Amy to partially fund Mid-Columbia Center for Living pending budget review. We have a second from Ron. Do we have any more discussion?
So we're only funding them for, what does living mean? Housing services?
No, they're not. I think that's just their name.
So they
Anisha,
apply to the full.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to have a review of the budget. That's why I would only agree after a review of the budget.
I agree with that.
They're not offering housing or harm reduction services. They're offering substance use. They're offering SUD, peers, and peer support and supported employment.
I think we should table it and look at it a little bit more deeper before we make a decision if we're gonna fund them or not.
Right. So they're recommending that we look at the budget. We don't have the budget, so let's set this aside.
So is this one of the situations where we should table it and then probably have them email us the full proposal and then make a decision at the top of the next hour when we meet again?
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
All right, so sorry, go ahead, Onisha.
No, you good. I was just gonna ask, do I need to make a motion for that or can we just, I don't know.
Please, can we make a motion to table it or put it in the parking lot?
So I make a motion to put this one in the parking lot after review of the official proposal by this subcommittee. And we will make a decision at the top of the hour the next time we meet.
And I second it.
All right, so hearing a motion to put the application for Mid-Columbia Center of Living in the parking lot. We have a motion and a second. Discussion? Do we have any discussion? Hearing none. Walter?
Okay. Ron, how do you vote?
It always takes me a minute to find out if I'm on mute or not.
Right. Me too.
I vote yes to table this proposal until we get more information.
Gotcha. Thanks, Ron. And Hubert.
I vote yes to table it for more info.
Okay. Onisha.
Yes.
Okay. Melinda.
Yes, to table it.
Okay. Amy.
Yes.
All right. Unanimous yes votes, 5 to table this and put them in the parking lot for further review.
All right, and we will get that application and budget out to you
Today.
as soon as possible. Sorry, lose my train of thought. I got a lot going on. All right. Next organization that we are going to consider is One Community Health. If you have a conflict of interest, please declare it. Hearing none. One Community Health is proposing to provide peer support in Hood River County. You can find their rubric under the HR1 Community Health 1 and HR1 Community Health 2 tabs in your Hood River workbook.
I'll make a motion that we fund One Community Health.
We have a motion to fund. Do we have
I
a
second.
Thank you, Melinda. Ron made the motion to fund. Melinda seconded. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none. Throw it over to our friend Walter.
Okay. All right, Ron, for your motion to fund, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hubert, how do you vote?
Vote to fund.
Okay. Onisha?
Yes, to fund.
Okay. Melinda?
Yes, to fund.
Okay. And Amy?
Yes.
All right. That vote passes unanimously with 5 to fund One Community Health, Hood River County.
Thank you, Walter. And we are going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break. So please get some water, do what you need to do, stand up, maybe shake it out. I know that's what I need to do. So we will go ahead and come back in. Do you all want to come back in 5 minutes, which would be 5:13, or would y'all like to come back at 5:15 and call and make it even?
5:15
works.
Okay, I hear unanimous 5:15. We will see you all in 8 minutes.
Thank you all, and I will now come back. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you, Danielle.
Thanks, Daniel.
Have
Have
a
a
good
good evening. Bye.
You know, I'm not seeing Providence or Hood River County in the tabs below. Are they somewhere else? Did everybody leave?
There, I see them, Ron. They're under Providence 1 and Providence 2 after Columbia Gorge.
Yeah, I'm trying to go right. Oh, well, let me go. Hold on. Let me see. I might be. Let me see. Shut up. Reopen this.
I'm gonna go run and take a quick break, and
All right, yeah, go ahead. I
And if you need us to resend it, we can always do that.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Oh, okay. I'll be right back.
Okay, thanks.
All right, it is, oh, I was writing an email. It is 5:17. Welcome back, admitting Onisha. Welcome back, Onisha.
Thank you.
Yeah, do we have everyone else back?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
all right. We have Onisha, we have Hubert. Alfonso is back with us.
I'm here.
Melinda is here. Amy is here. Alfonso is giving us the thumbs up. All right, perfect. Well, I believe that is everyone. Welcome back. Ron, were you able to find the tabs? If not, Sydney.
Yeah, somebody just sent them to me. I have them now.
Yeah. So just to alert everyone, Ron was not able to find the Providence tabs in the workbook that we had previously sent out. So in case you are also not able to, Sydney resent that workbook for Hood River. All right. So we left off here at the Columbia Gorge Health Council. If anyone has a conflict, please declare it. All right, hearing none. I know people are probably still trying to pull this up. I'm going to just go ahead and give you the overview. Columbia Gorge Health Council has applied to provide peer support in Hood River County. You can find their review on the tabs HR Columbia Gorge HC1 and HR Columbia Gorge HC2. Give folks a minute and go ahead and get started when you are ready.
I'll make a motion to fund Columbia Gorge Health Center.
I second it.
All right, so we have a motion to fund the Columbia Gorge Health Council from Ron. We have a second from Onisha. Any discussion? Hearing none.
Okay. We're going to start at the top. Ron, how do you vote?
Vote yes to fund.
Okay. Thanks, Ron. Hubert?
I vote yes to fund.
Thanks, Hubert. Onisha?
Yes to fund.
Okay. Melinda?
Yes to fund.
Okay. And Amy? Oh, Amy, can you hear me?
Amy, she may have
not be able to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks frozen.
Mm,
Well, that vote does pass, Jessica, but I'm not sure.
She's unfrozen now. Amy, they was calling you.
I can't hear you guys anymore.
can you hear us now? Okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll just wait for Amy.
I'm gonna have to sign out and sign back in. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Who's up next on the list?
Next on the list would be Providence Hood River.
Thank you.
Mhm. We have Amy joining right now. Give her a quick recap. Shall I do that or would one of you like to? Can you hear us, Amy?
Yeah, I can now.
All right. So we are, just to give you a quick recap, we are looking at the Columbia Gorge Health Council, who is applying to do peer support in Hood River County. We have a motion to fund from Ron. We have a second from, who is the second?
Onisha.
Onisha seconded that. We have, everyone has voted in the affirmative and we just need your vote.
Sure, yes.
The vote passes 5 unanimous to fund Columbia Gorge Health Council, Hood River County.
All right, and you will notice that the next rubric here is for an application. It is for not an application. They were included as part of a burn that applied but did not submit an application. So this would be a direct funding issue. And we will move on to Providence. So, and I just for some reason went to the other tab. Okay, so Providence Hood River is the next organization that we're going to discuss. If you have a conflict, please declare it. Hearing none, Providence Hood River is applying to provide SUD treatment, peer support, and harm reduction for Hood River County. You can find their evaluations on the tabs HR Providence 1 and HR Providence 2. And again, if you are not seeing those on the initial workbooks that we sent, Sydney McConnell did send you, resend those out. So you should have them.
Mine says Providence Hospital at the top. Okay. HR Providence is actually a hospital. It's not a clinic, right? Or is it?
Providence is the hospital system.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Wow. You mean like the Providence hospital system, like like Legacy and all them entities?
Yes, they are a
Man,
healthcare system.
right.
So my concern is we are looking to employ peer mentors, and supported employment is for people who are suffering from drugs or what have you, and they need help finding jobs with clothes, job searching, IDs, and all that. So that's supported employment. The peer mentors and the CADCs for substance use disorder are billable through Measure 110. But my understanding with reading through these proposals was therapy was billable through insurance. And so reading through this rubric answer that these people voted yes to, they're asking to pay for 2 additional therapists. And I can't see what their salary is, but therapist salary is usually leaning towards $100,000 a year or more.
Right.
And they're also billable through all insurances, including OHP, Medicaid, Medicare. So I'm a little curious as to why we would double pay for it through Measure 110 funds as well.
I'm on the same page on that.
So do you got a motion?
I motion not to fund.
I second it.
All right, we have a motion on the table from Hubert not to fund Providence Hood River. We have a second from Monisha. Do we have any discussion?
Okay.
Or you guys can, I know I seconded it, but I want to say there are some things about the proposal that do look good though. So do we just want to not pay for it? I can't see the whole budget to see what else they asked for, but some of the other contracts that I review were really good, but then they asked to pay for like doctors and therapists and things of that nature. So it could potentially be a partial fund situation where we say we don't really fund therapists because therapists are billable through several different insurance agencies, even indigent insurance carriers. So is it like that, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm open for discussion before we vote.
Yeah, so I would offer this just from looking at the, from just taking a look here. They're specifically targeting Spanish-speaking population, which could be, I don't think they're specifically spelling out folks who are categorically ineligible for Medicaid, but that's the impression I'm getting. If you're undocumented, you're ineligible for Medicaid. So I believe that's the population they're pursuing or they're interested in serving. And I think that's why they're framing it that way.
That's interesting. So to me, that's the case. If that's the case, we need more information to see if that is the case or not. Now, if that is the case,
I agree.
It says the focus will be heavily on. Let me just see here. Who's going? Who's background noise?
See, because they're doing.
I'm just reading through. It says additionally, the program because when they talk about expansion, programs to expand existing behavioral health services in the Hood River by adding 2 additional therapists, 1 peer support. We will reach populations that are uniquely positioned. Additionally, this program will focus on the Latinx population with 2 Spanish-speaking bicultural, with a new Spanish-speaking bicultural therapists. Those in need of SUD prevention and early intervention services with an embedded therapist in primary care and youth. Existing therapists with youth experience will have time freed up to focus on this population.
I understand all that, but we are funding and we were told to evaluate for funding for peer support specialists. A therapist is high out of the scope and the range and the hierarchy of a peer support.
True.
So
That is
was
a
a
good,
motion to, so there was a motion for partial funding?
not to
No,
fund.
we made a motion not to fund. But we can revamp it if Hubert is open to it, to partially fund and not pay for the therapist.
I'm open for that. I'm open for that. If we can remove
Or
the
we
therapy,
can also table it and see, can Spanish speaking immigrant population community members only receive therapy from this type of paid therapist, or are there other resources where they can access therapy even
Right.
though they are immigrant? Are they able to apply for insurance somewhere or get free therapy services somewhere? If that's
you
like
are
nearly impossible, then I guess maybe we need more
Yeah, if you're undocumented, you're
wise
categorically,
counsel.
if you are undocumented, you're categorically ineligible for Medicaid.
that's true. That's true. But so maybe we should table it and see if we can get some more information to see exactly where they're going with this service. You know, if
And
they're
see
not
what the OHA policy is for funding therapists,
right, right.
because
So
we were told to evaluate to fund salaries that pay peer support specialists. It's peer support
right.
is in our rubric. So this
Not
is where I get confused.
right. Because a therapist is a professional
So do we
entity.
have a motion?
I motion to table it till we get more information.
I would like to
What?
hear from Amy and Melinda and some of the other. We've heard from Ron. I
Yeah,
would like to
Right,
hear from Amy and Melinda. I don't want to just make a decision based on my own understanding.
right.
So I think we lost Melinda,
Oh,
but we do have Amy. So we have quorum.
So I'm looking at it and I'm looking at Providence. And you're right, therapists are, it's different, right? So if we were looking at a therapist as opposed to a CADC, right? They
Right.
do different things. They provide different services. And then we've got peer support, right? So they obviously already have some peer support.
Yeah, because they only asked for one peer support for
Yeah,
this
and
whole population that's supposed to be struggling with SUD.
right. And I think I personally would not definitely not fund for a therapist. Because those funds can be used to get more peers to get out and help these Hispanic population.
I agree.
You know, and if you know, if they need to, maybe they need to redo and reapply next time. But I just saying, you know, we can give them a recommendation that that we just fund a peer. We can just fund the
Yeah.
peer.
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. I
So-
agree. I agree. Can we revamp our motion, Hubert? You would have to do it because you did it, to partially fund.
Peer services.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And
Okay.
let OHA work out the budget. Because I'm not even saying that they don't need all the money, but they could use that money for therapists, for like client services, shoes, clothes,
Right.
safe using kids, bus tickets, bus passes, and more SUD peers. Those are the
Yeah.
things that our people need.
I don't know.
You're absolutely right.
Okay. So I'm gonna rescind the last motion and I'm gonna set a motion for partial funding for peer support services.
Perfect. Do we have a second?
I
I
second it.
second.
Yeah. I beat Joni.
Okay, we have a motion on the table from Hubert to partially fund for peer support services. We have a second from Amy. Do we have any more discussion? Hearing none.
All right, let's take it to Ron. Ron, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay. Hubert?
Yes.
All right. Onisha?
Yes.
Okay. Melinda's not here. And Amy.
Yes.
Okay. Vote passes with 4 to partially fund for peer support services for Providence, Hood River County.
Thank you, Walter. Thanks, everyone. We have one more entity to look at this evening. Oh, and we have Melinda back. So let's get Melinda here hooked up to audio because that always takes a minute for some reason. Welcome back,
Okay.
Melinda.
Thanks.
Yep. So the next and final organization for Hood River County is the Hood River County Health Department. If you have a conflict, please state it. Hearing none, Hood River County Health Department is applying to provide harm reduction services in Hood River County. You can find these evaluations in your Hood River County workbook under HR County Health Department 1 and the HR County Health Department 2 tabs in the workbook. And I'll throw it back to the committee.
Hood River's population, do we know that?
The most, at least a decade, as much of the West suffers from severe.
Because they're asking for $103,062.14, and they're only doing harm reduction. I motion to fund.
I second it.
All right, so we have a motion from Amy to fund the Hood River County Health Department. We have a second from Hubert. Any discussion? Oh, and we have the population in the chat. Hearing, oh, sorry, go ahead. Hearing no discussion, Walter?
Okay, take it from the top with Ron. Ron, how do you vote?
I'm gonna vote yes.
All right, thanks, Ron. Hubert?
I'm gonna vote yes to fund.
Okay. Anisha?
Yes to fund.
Okay. Amy?
Yes to fund.
Okay, and Melinda?
Yes to fund.
All right, that vote passes 5 to fund the Hood River County Health Department, Hood River County.
Awesome. Well, that was our last review, our last county this evening.
Yay!
I know, right? Give yourself a round of applause. You're doing fantastic.
You're knocking these out the park.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Everybody's putting a lot of time and effort into this, and we really appreciate it.
So I'm kind of curious. So after this round of funding is all out the door, when will the next round of funding come out?
That is a great question, Hubert, that I don't think any of us have the answer to yet. But stay tuned in the council meetings where the full council will discuss that and come up with a plan.
Okay.
Hubert's already trying to get us in on the next round. You hear that?
Yeah.
So just FYI, I'm sure you guys are gonna hear this, but I'm out all next week, but the only meetings I will be doing will be these meetings. So I will not, starting tomorrow, I won't be in the tri-chair meeting or the full council meeting. But I will be in these meetings. These are the only meetings I'm doing next week. I'll be on vacation.
Okay.
Amen.
I hope you have a fantastic vacation. You get some relaxing in. We'll try to make
Mhm.
I know,
I-
right?
Yeah,
It's
Ron, we
kind of
gotta
a
go play some
thinking-
hoop, Ron.
It's kind of a thinking vacation. I'm going to do a civil rights tour of Mississippi and Tennessee.
Wow. Nice.
Enjoy
So,
yourself.
visiting all these historic places like where Emmett Till was murdered
Transportation.
and places like that, where Fannie Lou Hamer is buried.
South. You're going deep south.
Deep South.
Wow. How cool. Oh my gosh. I'm going
So-
to go to my commencement on Tuesday, but I will be available Tuesday evening to do these evaluations. I'll make myself available. So I'll be in Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah, I am a master therapist now. Hey,
Hey, that's beautiful.
they
Yeah, all
this
right,
eighth
Walter,
grade
you got
school
a gym.
dropout did it.
You need to tell me where it
That's
is.
right. Beautiful.
Hey,
Thank you.
you guys don't know how great of a basketball player Ron is. He was
I always
schooling
say-
me.
I always
We used to have
say
fun.
I have to work really, really hard just to be average.
All right, y'all.
Great
Thank
job,
you.
you guys.
Good night.
So can we get Washington County tomorrow?
That is the plan, Ron.
All righty.
All right. Enjoy your vacation. Everyone have
Yeah.
a great night. Thank you to our videographer. Thank you to all the Metro 110 team and the subcommittee who's slowly leaving out. Appreciate you all.
All right.
Thank you to you for your time, Jessica.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye,
Jessica.
Anisha.
Bye
All
now.
right. I'm out.
All right, everyone, have a great night. Get some food. I know it's been a long, long day for a lot of us. So
I know.
Don't leave
huh?
yet. Don't leave
Okay.
yet.
okay, hold on. We still have Britt. Britt, are we still on YouTube? Why don't we hop off? I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Well, I can't end it. I'm gonna go ahead and leave and we can hop off to the teams.
Let's do it.
So can I end it?
Mhm.
Yep, end it.
End it.
End it all.